Royal Knights and our very own Toppenish Wildcats. At this time, as always, we would like to thank the Toppenish Fire Department for their commitment, their dedication, and their assistance to Wildcat football. And now I'd like to introduce the starting lineups for both teams. We will begin with the visitors. The Royal Knights from Royal City, they want to go with their starting defensive team. At tackle, number 70, Denton Jenks. The other tackle, number 71, Juan Morales. Defensive end, number 87, Bennett Brown. And their linebackers, number 33, Jared Lee. Number 32, Caleb Hernandez. Linebacker number 5, Dylan Allred. Their strong safety, number 11, Lance Allred. Their free safety, number 7, Edgar De La Rosa. And their cornerbacks, number 8, Caden Allred, and number 9, Case Christensen. The Knights are coached, their head coach, Mr. Wiley Allred. And now for the Toppenish hometown Wildcats, coached by Mr. Jason Smith. They're going to go with their offense. Quarterback, number 2, Joshua Perez. Running back, number 24, Timmy Torres. Number 4, wide receiver, Adrian Villanueva. Other wide receiver, number 11, Shane Rivera. Wide receiver, number 23, Nick Cortez Jr. Wide receiver, number 3, Isaiah Maldonado. On the offensive line, number 51, Nico Ramos. Number 63 on the line, Joaquin McCord. At center, number 65, Andrew Ramirez. On the other side of the offensive line, number 57, Joshua Luna. And number 77, Daryl Leslie. The officials for tonight's game. Referee, Mr. Jim Penning. These are all from the Yakima Valley Officials Association. Umpire, Craig Ward. Head linesman, Mr. Sam Nishi. Line judge, Mr. Tom Stone. And the back judge, Mr. Cody Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please all rise? Place the flag, we honor America.
Every year, sports teams across America hope to compete and become champions in their respective state. Tonight, for high school football here in the state of Washington, we bring to you a top 10 matchup featuring the Royal Knights and the Toppenish Wildcats. Both teams coming off successful seasons the last couple of years. Tonight, they do battle, and it all starts here tonight. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here on the THS Digital Media Network. I am your host in virtual land, at least through this recording here on the THS Digital Media Network. Unfortunately, I'm not here for your game, but I am still able to introduce to you both of these teams here tonight. Of course, the number 1 ranked team in the state, the Royal Knights, here versus the hometown team, the number 6 ranked Toppenish Wildcats, in this top 10 featured matchup exclusively here on the THS Digital Media Network. Now, let's join our broadcast partners filling in for us. Let's throw it to them now. Have a good game, guys.
Welcome to Toppenish, Washington. Wildcat Stadium, also more commonly known now as Bob Winters Field. My name is Ryan Christensen, along with Michael Noftel. We are the Royal High School broadcast team, where the Knights will meet the Toppenish Wildcats tonight. So I don't know the fellow who usually does the voice on this.
Tony Dominguez, not able to be available tonight, so asked us to step in, and we're more than happy to do so. Should be a great contest here between two teams that are ranked highly in the preseason. The Knights ranked number 2 in most rankings, and the Toppenish Wildcats somewhere in that 6, 7, 8 range. So a top 10 matchup here to start the season, and should be an exciting ball game.
Quarterfinal rematch from last season's playoffs.
Yeah, Royal came out on top on that one, but a lot of new faces on both sides. For the Wildcats, gone are Jason Grant and Rocco Clark and Sampson and some of the other familiar names, Freddie Robledo. So they're going to have to do a little reforming as well, but they've got a lot of especially what I would call skill players coming back. Josh Perez has his leading running back, Timmy Torres back, a couple great receivers in Shane Rivera and Cortez and Maldonado. So the Knights, on the other hand, graduated 20-plus seniors.
22, I think.
Yeah, so going to be a lot of fresh faces on that side of the field for the Knights. There'll be a couple names that everybody should recognize. Dylan Allred, leading tackler as a middle linebacker last year, resumes that position on the defensive side, but he goes under center as the quarterback for the Knights this year, kind of waiting his time. Number 70, Denton Jinks, also a guy who's been a 3-year starter, plays nose guard. And on the offensive line, they've shuffled him around. Last year he played left guard. This year he plays right tackle. So some familiar faces and some new faces. We'll try to bring you the action the best we can.
As we become more familiar with, being from Royal, we're going to be somewhat familiar with our own players, but there are actually a lot of new players, so we'll be learning with those guys all along as well. But we'll be, as the flow of the game gets going, we'll get more familiar with these Wildcat names, and we're excited to be here. High school football, late summer, sun's always low in the sky, so these kickoffs always go right into their eyes. Toppenish will be receiving. I did not catch who won or lost the.
Who won the toss?
Yeah, I don't know if there was a defer.
The Knights won the toss and deferred
to the second
half. So the Wildcats will start with the ball.
Oscar Cervantes will do the kicking duties for the Knights.
A little hard to see these Toppenish numbers, maroon on black, but we'll do the best that we can.
I think you got Ethan Ellis back there. He's going to take that. Is that number 22? Right at the 10, straight up this near side, and gets met immediately by
Wildcats.
Number 33 for
Jared
the Knights.
Lee getting
Jared
up
Lee.
top bottom of the pile.
First and 10, Wildcats.
Takes the ball out to about the 29-yard line. That's where the Wildcats will start there.
Like
First
I said,
possession. I was about to say
of the season.
we've been talking about broadcasting and whatnot this year. We're going to try to go back to a little bit more of a descriptive style, so those of you who are driving or aren't able to watch can know a little bit more what's going on here.
Wildcats replacing 4 out of 5 offensive linemen this year, so that'll be something to watch.
2 running backs in the formation, but motion out of the backfield. Give up the middle, met by Oscar Cervantes, and Jared Lee
is the ball
takes
loose?
him back off his feet. And the ball came out. Let's see what the call is. And it came out. Knights recover.
Knights recover. Caden Allred gets off the bottom of the pile. That was number 24,
That's
Timmy Torres on the carry.
Oscar Cervantes made the initial hit, and Jared Lee kind of picked him up from behind. I think had his arms on the outside and just pulled the ball out, or the ball just came out of his hands. I didn't see who recovered it, but the Knights will have a quick turnover with the ball on the Wildcat 30-yard line going from our right to left.
I think it was Caden Allred. Torres picked up probably 2 yards, and then the ball came loose.
Knights will spread the field. Dylan Allred in shotgun with Caleb Hernandez to his left. 3 receivers wide right. Play action to Caleb. It's thrown down deep. It's behind, and it's going to be picked off. The pass was well behind his intended receiver and intercepted by, as we said, these numbers are hard to see, but I think that's number 7.
Number 7.
Jeremiah Zaniga. So turnover for turnover right off the bat. Wildcats retain the ball.
At this pace, we're on track for about 50 turnovers.
Exactly. They'll have the ball on their own 14-yard line right in the middle of the field.
I'm sure that Dylan would like to have that one back, but trying to be aggressive to start things out. Now Perez.
Give to that second lead as Dylan Allred meets him also by Denton Jenks.
Yeah, Dylan's got a little redemption to do there after throwing the interception. Nice thing about it is he's on the defensive side and can try to make up for it. Ozuna on the carry, I believe, number 1.
No gain, 2nd down and 10.
Ozuna stays in the backfield with Torres.
Knights with the 3-man defensive front, 4 linebackers. We've got motion across the back.
Yeah, Villanueva
Again,
in motion.
give to, I think that's probably Torres, but right at the middle following that other running back.
He's going to get a gain there of
about 4 or 5.
Yeah, we'll give him
5. 5 yards, 3rd down and 5 out to the 19-yard line. Wildcats line up with kind of a pistol with sometimes 2 running backs. Sometimes they'll motion out of that.
5 yards to go.
I'll get more familiar with who's closest to the quarterback typically. Again, on the lead, and somebody steps up for the Knights good. And
that's Dylan Allred again.
Dylan Allred.
Ozuna with his 2nd carry.
Anthony Ozuna with the carry, following the lead backer.
He's going to pick up 1 yard, going to bring up 4th down and a short 4.
Looks like the punt team for the Wildcats coming out on the field. Deep for the Knights, number 7, Edgar De La Rosa.
See, in the past, Josh Perez has been the punter, but does that look like a number 2 to you? I don't think it is.
Yeah, that's 2 and something else,
oh,
I think. Could be.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. So when the quarterback's the punter, you always got to keep an eye, especially on 4th and short. But he is going to punt.
Returnable ball, if Edgar can get his hands on open, it takes a Knight bounce. Hits on the Knight side of the field and bounces about 7 yards back into territory. We have a flag down right at the 46-yard line.
Actually, a couple flags. I don't know if they're for the same penalty because there's one at the 45, but there's also one back at the 32.
There is a flag on the play.
So it be
saying, well, he gave the signal for pass interference.
Well, it's a legal block
of
some sort.
block, but it's more of like a block in the back. So that will get walked backwards, I'm going to assume.
Call goes against Royal.
So they'll go from the Wildcat 45 to their own 45 for this 2nd drive. Their first drive, like Toppenish's, only lasted for 1 play. Then a 3 and out for Toppenish on their second. We'll see what the Knights can do here on their second offensive possession on their own side of the field.
Knights will spread the field, 2 receivers wide, left and right.
Waiting for the white hat to get into position.
He
nice thing about that, I guess, is the play clock doesn't start until he's in position.
Allred looking to throw, does on the right side, out in the flats. Caleb Hernandez, nobody even close. All the way down inside the 40, going to get driven out of bounds. Are they going to call that holding on the far side?
We shall see. It'll be interesting to see.
But Caleb got all the way down to the 28-yard line of the Wildcats. It'd be a gain of 10, 20, 32-yard gain.
10, 20.
But they're talking to the defensive captain, so my guess is it's going to be a first down.
I think the hold is going to happen far enough downfield that it'll still be a first down even after they mark the penalty off, because it'll be from the spot of the penalty, and after a 25-plus yard gain, it'll still be enough for a first down for the Knights. Move the ball probably to about the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. So a net 14-yard gain for the Knights.
Knights quickly to the line of scrimmage. A double slot formation for the Knights as we have a reset to the right side.
The Wildcat 41-yard line. 41.
Dylan play action, still has the ball. Throws wide open player, caught at the 31-yard line, driven out of bounds. That's his brother Lance Allred, a sophomore. And good enough for 12 yards and a first down for the Knights. Ball will be placed at the 28-yard line of the Wildcats.
So after Allred throwing a pick on his first throw, he's got a couple completions here, maybe get a little confidence under his belt, just trying to work what the defense gives them and find some soft spots, especially on the sidelines right now, is where they've been having some success. So the Knights have stayed in the air. The Wildcats have stayed on the ground when they've had the ball.
Allred gives to Caleb Hernandez, drives right up the right side. Good for a couple yards, but probably just 2 or 3. Drives the ball down to about the 27-yard line.
So that'd be a gain of basically just 2. I believe that's number 44. Number 44, why am I having a hard time finding it? Seth Ordaz, the senior, on the tackle from his middle linebacker position. Second down and long here for the Knights from their right hash mark.
Again, looks to throw, does out on this flat to Lance, makes a move to the outside. He's going to get tied up, gets down to about the 23-yard line. Good for a couple more, but about 4 yards short of a first down. Bring up a third down and about 4.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 4-yard gain. So 2 catches for 16 yards for Lance Allred here early in the game. Ball moves from right hash to left hash. After that play, going to be at the 23-yard line for the Knights. Third down and about 4.
4 down territory here for the Knights, I'm going to guess.
That's a good guess.
Lance Allred, the other running back in formation, and we got a timeout charge to the Knights.
That'll be their first time out. They want to talk it over a little bit here, make sure they have the right play call. I don't know if they had a chance to see what defense the Wildcats were in. It looks like Toppenish has maybe moved from a 4-man front to an odd front, 3-man front this year on defense. A couple changes in their coaching staff.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had anything to eat, just been informed.
And here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you know that. If you look at the Toppenish coaching staff, a name you might recognize, Martel Flores.
They didn't include a price,
really?
So I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
they're free.
Martel,
former player for Royal.
One of our kickoff guys we used to watch back in the day.
Well, played some offensive line and part of some championship teams for the Knights He's moved to the area and helping coach the Toppenish Wildcats. His brother is a backup lineman here for the Knights on the current roster.
Again, the Knights go with that 2 running back either side of Allred in shotgun. Play action, still has the ball, floats it down to Caleb Hernandez, who makes one guy miss. I wouldn't even say miss. He just muscles his way out of the first tackle and gets all the way down inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line. First and goal for the Knights.
So that's a 19-yard gain.
Number 4, the Wildcats, Adrian Villanueva.
Villanueva, number 4 on the stop, but not before Hernandez muscles through a little bit to pick up a few extra yards. First and goal from the Knights from the Wildcat 4-yard line, left hash mark.
6:14 left to go in the first quarter. The time on the field and the screen don't quite correlate, but 6:14 left to go in the first quarter. No score here.
Tight end to the left. Allred rolls to the right.
He's got
throws
a man,
it.
and a great tackle. He's going to stop Lance Allred short, and that is number 7 for the Wildcats, Jeremiah Zuniga.
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 Yeah, that's what we're going with anyways. If somebody wants to correct us, that's fine.
Zuniga or Zuniga?
Zuniga.
The Knights line up quick. Allred puts his hands across. Then the side judge over here does signal touchdown on the keep to the left side. So the Knights first on the board with 6 points on the quarterback keep to the left side. Lance almost had it, but Zuniga came up and gave him a good pop. Stopped him just short.
So it ends up being a 1-yard run for Dylan Allred to open the scoring for the game and for the season for the Royal Knights.
Oscar Cervantes, a left-footed kicker for the Knights. Extra point is up and looks good, and it is. 5:44 left to go in the first quarter. Knights lead the Toppenish Wildcats by a score of 7-0.
Wildcats, nothing.
Well, it takes the Knights 6 minutes and 16 seconds to get their first score of the season on their second possession, combination of primarily a passing down, or drive, but topped off with a 1-yard run from the quarterback, Dylan Allred. Oscar Cervantes set to kick off for the Knights.
Oscar Cervantes kicking off.
We'll drive it down here to this near side again, taking right about the 6-yard line, right up this near side. And I think that's our friend
Jared Lee again on the stop. So they run to his side both times on kickoffs, and he's been right there to make the stop. Jared's a junior, also plays outside linebacker for the Knights.
Nick Cortez Jr., number 23, on the return.
Wildcats start at their own 25-yard line. First and 10, 25.
With a quarterback with a lot of experience in Perez, the Wildcats yet to attempt a pass play. We'll see if that changes on this drive.
He keeps it up the middle.
He's going to get
Lee
stopped.
along with
Jared Lee and that's
Dylan.
Bennett Brown. Bennett Brown, number 87.
Yeah, and
Dylan also in there. So
position. Maybe a 1-yard gain on the quarterback keep to the near side, to the right side.
yeah, they're going to give him a gain of 1. Gets the ball nose to the 26 on his own right hash mark. Quarterback still got the sun in his eyes.
Second down and 9. Perez, quick pass on the slant. Good quick slant going to be right there for, they're going to give it to him right at the 35-yard line. That pass was complete. I'm going to say it is to 23. Nick Cortez Jr.
Mm-hmm. Experienced guy right there, picking up the 9 yards that he needs to get that first down. Yeah, first down of the game for the Wildcats. See if they can build a little bit on that momentum. Just a little quick pass to the right side. Got in between the linebacker and the defensive back to pick up the first down.
Again, Perez looks to pass on the other side.
Yeah, it looks like the same play to the opposite side.
Looks complete, but the pass behind him,
Shane Rivera.
Yeah, I can tell him because he's easy to spot on the field.
Because he's about 6'4". He's going to pick up 4 yards on that. So basically alternating plays, same play on the right-hand side and then the left-hand side. Different players, similar results. Not as much of a gain on that one.
Wildcats have toe-to-toe lineman splits, making it hard for Denton to get in there as he's right there as I say it. He takes 2 blockers, and Dylan Allred comes up and stops him right at the 40-yard line for essentially a 1-yard gain, third down.
Yeah, that's going to be Torres again. Dylan Allred comes up and stops him. A 2-yard gain.
2-yard gain, yeah. They slid it up to the 41. So
early on here in the first quarter, that's 3 carries for 7 yards for Torres. They converted on their last third down on a pass play. See what they got in store here. Another pass play.
Going to keep it, and he does pass it right at the last second. Makes probably a poor decision to come back against the grain. He'd have had about a 4th down and 2. It's going to be 3rd down and still 4.
Ends up being a loss of 2. He's going to end up being 4th down and 6.
Yeah, they dropped him even back further inside to the 39-yard line.
Let's say who caught that ball. Like that was 23.
23 was usually on this near side, but like you say, my old eyes are having a hard time picking these numbers
well,
out.
It's maybe your old eyes a little bit, but maroon on black is a little tough, It's going to be 4th down, another punting situation for the Wildcats. Edgar De La Rosa, number 7, back deep for the Knights.
Perez does get the ball off. Going to be returned right from the 25-yard line up this near side as he gets driven out of bounds about the 41-yard line.
So a 16-yard gain on a return, on a punt return. Nothing to be ashamed of there. Going to give good field position to the Knights, move the ball out to their own 41-yard line. We got 2 minutes and 10 seconds here left in the first quarter. The Knights have a 7-0 lead after scoring on their last possession.
Keanu Zuniga, who driven him, he had to run all the way to the sideline so I could tell what his number was. But
stay focused. You'll get it eventually.
Keanu on that tackle on Edgar De La Rosa. The ball at the Knight 41-yard line. Dylan's going to swing that out to Lance, who makes a great move on the inside, makes a couple guys miss all the way out to the 49-yard line. He's going to have an 8 or 9 yard gain, which could have been stopped for about a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Yeah, what could have been maybe even a 2 yard loss ends up being an 8 yard gain. Lance able to slip a tackle there and get his feet moving, get some momentum moving forward.
8 yard gain, 2nd down and 2. Ball on the Knight 49-yard line near midfield. Minute 40 left to go in the first quarter. Knights lead 7-0.
2nd and short. What a wonderful scenario.
Play action to Hernandez. Dylan Allred keeps it, still on his feet across midfield, all the way down inside the 35-yard line to the 34. So what they needed 2 yards, and he got
17. 17.
Yeah.
17 yards there on the quarterback keeper. Dylan spent a little bit of time in the weight room during the offseason there, being able to break a couple tackles to pick up that first down straight up the middle. And good job with the handoffs, or the fake handoffs.
Yeah. The deception is well orchestrated.
Pressure coming.
Let it go off the hands of intended receiver. He kind of had to let it go a little bit early. Pass intended for
Yeah, was that
Caden Allred.
Seth Ordaz coming off the edge around the right end, or the left end for the Knights.
Ordaz made a good move to the inside, and the Knight blocker kind of flailing at him to stop him, to slow him down, and could have almost got called for holding.
I was going to say, maybe got away with a little bit of a jersey tug there to protect his guy. End result is the ball falls to harmlessly to the turf, going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now. Ball centered between the hashes at the 33-yard line.
Allred again looking to throw, does it down the middle. Oh, and a man open, didn't quite gather that one in.
Just a hair behind his intended receiver. Would have probably had enough for a 1st down after he caught it and turned upfield. But it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now for the Knights. Probably the longest down and distance situation that they've been faced with so far here in the first quarter. Just 55 seconds left in the quarter. Knights nursing a 7-0 lead, looking to add more. Wildcats trying to get a stop and get the ball back here.
Allred play action to Hernandez, rolls out to his right. Great pass, caught right down near the 25-yard line. Very, very makeable 4th down now for the Knights, as they had a 3rd down and 10. Get 8 of those. They'll have a 4th down and 2 right here on the Wildcat 25-yard line.
That's Caden Allred on the catch. He's not a brother, he's a cousin. Number 8 gets the ball right to the 25-yard line. The Knights got to get past the 23 for the 1st down here, so they will definitely go for it. Five receivers out, empty backfield, no tight end.
Allred squares up. Oh, and the ball's knocked down. Turn the ball over on downs. And I think that is, I want to get his number because
yeah, he deserves recognition for sure.
I think it's 57. 57 is Joshua Luna, and I think that's who knocked that ball down.
Luna, a stalwart player for them, so no surprise there that he makes a good play and gets the turnover on downs. It looks like Allred for the Knights trying to get the ball to an open guy, but Luna gets right in his face and knocks the ball down. So good stop for the Wildcats. We'll see what kind of momentum this gives them here on what may be the last play or two of the first quarter. Ball on their own 25-yard line, left hash.
They'll send 2 receivers far side to the short side of the field.
Yeah.
Perez just 1 running back to his left. No, he's got 2. They're heading in there, and they give it to the back. They have a lead blocker, and they give it to that number 10.
No, it's 24. It's why am I drawing a blank? I got to move over to the other sheet.
24 is Timmy Torres.
Yeah. Torres, good gain. It's going to be a 7-yard gain.
But that's going to end this first quarter with the ball as a 2nd and 3rd on the Wildcat 33-yard line. The first quarter will end with the Knights having a 7-0 lead over the Toppenish Wildcats. We'll be back for the second quarter.
Oh, man, it's already the end of the first quarter? Ooh, there was probably some good plays in there. Hey, this is Antonio Tony D. Dominguez. Sorry I'm not able to be with you guys live, but hey, I can still record some of these things. Make sure our Wildcats are still competing there. They probably did pretty good in the first. No, we know they did. We know they did. They just got to clean some things up. Anyways, second quarter coming up next after this.
Oops.
Wildcats, second down, 2 yards to go.
Second quarter will begin. Flip sides. Wildcats will go from our right to left. Sun just about set in the sky, so that will go out of play as Perez, long count, will give to that.
He's going to get bottled up. He's not going to get it.
And I think that's Zuniga. Keep on saying it's Torres, but I swear.
Third down and 1.
Yeah, I don't know. We have these games where we have real hard time seeing the numbers, but that was Torres, had a lead blocker, but they got third and very short, just a yard.
Third down and 1.
Well, they've potentially got 2 downs to try to convert this. They've tried to stay on the ground. He's going to get that one.
First down and more outside the 40, all the way up to the 41, 42-yard line.
Lance Allred, Oscar Cervantes, Jared Lee all combining.
Yeah, hit that hole really hard and got about an 8-yard gain.
Jimmy Torres, nice run up the middle for a first down.
So now Torres, after a couple good gains, averaging nearly 4 yards per carry. I've got him for 23 yards on 6 carries. First down, moves the ball out to nearly the 42-yard line for the Wildcats. Maldonado in motion. They're going to stay on the ground. Yeah, that is number 10 carrying the ball.
Zuniga carrying the ball out to the 45-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
Zuniga, just a sophomore.
On the play by number 10, Keanu Zuniga. Second down and 7.
So chewing up some clock here, the Wildcats, and slowly chipping their way downfield against this Knights defense. A lot of new faces on this Knights defense, and they're trying to round themselves into form a little bit too here. So good challenge, good opportunity for both teams.
Give to Torres on that right side, brought down by
Oscar Cervantes, pushes him forward for about a 1-yard gain.
Caleb Hernandez also there for the Knights. Couple yards to the 46-yard line, third down and 5, long 5.
Yeah, a long 5 here. We'll see if that pushes the Wildcats into a passing situation or they decide to keep the ball on the ground. Couple passes on the last drive, but staying on the ground here. This time we're going to have Perez empty backfield. So
2 receivers stacked wide to the right. Now we're going to have motion from Maldonado coming across.
Knights showing pressure.
Perez, and they stepped up and saw it and read it pretty well. He gets about a 2-yard gain out to the 40. Well, they're going to say he went down at the 48-yard line. So just 1 yard, 2-yard gain, fourth down and 4. And the punt team ambles out onto the field for the Wildcats.
Near midfield. So the Wildcats with their defense have been only giving up 1 touchdown to the Knights. And so it looks like they're willing to play a little bit of field position battle here. Of course, it looks like that Perez dropped back to punt. So like I said, fourth and under 5, and the quarterback is the punter.
Not a bad time.
Yeah.
With only a 7-0 deficit. But he will get it out. Got a fair catch, and it'll go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it.
He's not going to walk it up. He's going to put his foot right there.
27-yard line.
And the Knights have the ball on the 27-yard line with just under 9 minutes left in the first half. 7-0 lead.
With Toppenish having some success in moving the chains here and there and doing a lot of running plays, this first half is disappearing quick.
Yeah, the Knights have only run the ball 3 times versus throwing it 10 times. Kind of the opposite picture for the Wildcats offense.
Give to Hernandez, steps up the middle, moves to the left, gets out to the 30-yard line.
Just going to pick up 2, maybe 3.
Looks like about a 3-yard gain, second down and 7.
Yeah, he'll get ran into 2 linebackers at the same time. A little bit of discussion. The Wildcats feel like there was a fumble that they recovered. The officials right away signaled second down.
They're having a discussion. This is where we would turn on the Jeopardy theme.
Yeah, we would. A little mood music there. They're still discussing it.
I took my eyes away. Wildcat players are very insistent that there was.
Yeah, what's interesting is the officials
ground.
immediately signaled second down. So whatever it is, if they didn't see it early, I don't know what they saw late. What are they going to do?
We'll
White Hat's got to make a final decision here. Boy, we do need some Jeopardy music
would have run
for
through
sure.
the Jeopardy music twice now.
I think it's going to stay second down.
They're going to kind of, it kind of has to, regardless.
They're going to explain to Coach Allred what's going on, but they still haven't signaled
So
whose possession of the ball. So as of right now, it still belongs to the Knights unless the officials make a change here. I don't know why they would go talk to Coach Allred before they made a decision.
Mm-hmm. I would think
if they're looking for his input, I can guarantee you what it is.
And now they're coming over to talk to the head coach over here on this side.
They're signaling. Oh, they're going to replay the down.
Replay the down. Did a whistle go?
Wow.
Was it an inadvertent whistle? Something? They're going to replay the down. That didn't happen.
Inadvertent whistle.
Interesting.
All right. 1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 28-yard line. Allred throws that ball, caught right at the last second, but a flag's going to fly in. I don't know.
In an odd location. There's no players anywhere near it.
Pass complete by Edgar De La Rosa.
It almost feels like they're going to get the defensive back for tying up the receiver, but I don't know what else it would be unless.
Well, this far away from the play.
A push in the back, I guess.
They're going to say offensive pass interference on the Knights? From the guy that's the farthest away from where the ball was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any pet peeves, but except for that one.
I didn't see it, so.
Interesting.
So that ball that was complete out to the 35.
Well, that's got to be, are they saying illegal block in the back after the catch? That's what they're saying.
As he went to the ground as he caught it. So, yeah, on game film review, that probably will do some learning.
Interesting. So that's after the catch.
If there was even hardly an athletic move made after the catch, you could start to argue that. But
6-yard gain becomes a 4-yard loss for the Knights. First down and 14.
14, ball on their own 23-yard line.
Yeah, left hash. Clock stopped during all this, so there's 8 minutes and 16 seconds left in the second quarter. Case Christensen in the game for the Knights at the receiver spread out to the far right.
Allred, play action to Caleb. Down the
Deep
field
ball.
far, right on money. And they're not going to catch him. 30-20, 10-5 touchdown. Edgar De La Rosa with a real nice touch pass from Allred. Deep, that was the 23-yard line, so that's
77 yards.
77-yard touchdown to Edgar De La Rosa from Dylan Allred.
Right away, he's got 2 catches for 83 yards in the game. So,
and a touchdown.
So far, Allred completing 8 out of 12. That's by far the biggest pass play of the game. And Edgar De La Rosa, big body, 6'4", long arms, gets behind the defense, and Allred does a nice job putting it right on his numbers.
Extra point is up and good. 7:53 left to go in this first half. Knights extend their lead over the Wildcats by a score of 14-0.
Score now 14-0.
Knights scoring the long touchdown pass to Edgar De La Rosa. 7:53 left to go in the first half. Knights will kick off. Nice high kick all the way down at the 5-yard line on the far side. They're going to try to return it to this near side. He cuts inside one man, but he's going to get chased down by number 50 for the Knights.
That's Race Eilers, number 50. Lance Allred, number 11, also out there. Got around him, slowed him down enough for Race to come in. Race number 50, starting right guard on the offensive side for the Knights. A rotational guy as a defensive end, but special teams, he uses that speed effectively to get down there and help out. Make that stop and hold the Wildcats to the 23-yard line on their own left hash with just under 8 minutes left here in the first half. So Perez with 2 running backs to his left. Wildcats don't run a tight end, so they have 2-by-1 here with the receivers.
Give to Torres on the right side, following the block of Zuniga.
Yeah, actually, I think it's the other way around. One is the ball carrier. That's Ozuna.
Well, they can't. I figured out where these kids are, and now they switch up who's in the game. That's going to really complicate it for me.
How dare they? We should have a talk with them about that.
Gain, 2nd down and 7. Yeah, Ozuna in with Zuniga, the 2 running backs, with Perez as the quarterback. They'll set to his right this time. A lot of motion with Maldonado on a lateral play. He's going to get tied up. He splits between the defenders, and what could have been a loss, he's going to maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage.
I think it's still going to be a 1-yard
Yeah,
loss.
about a 1-yard loss.
Who caught that?
Out on that side, I'm wondering if it was Maldonado. Maldonado made that catch. Yeah, out of his motion. He's in motion a lot, and made that catch. And the Knights came up hard on that. He made a really good move to the inside, but good pursuit by the Knights to keep that from being a big play. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that was Caleb Hernandez. Got off that block in the backfield and wreaked havoc on that play.
Perez looks to throw, sprints out to his right.
Pressure coming up.
He's going to have to keep it. Here's room to run, and he goes down. He might go down just a hair early. We're going to see where he's right there at that spot. So,
just enough yardage, I believe, for another Wildcat.
right at that first down. I don't know.
Wow, they're going to give it to him.
They moved it right out of the way, so he just got to that down marker for a first down.
I don't know. Technically, it's supposed to be where you started the slide. Where the ball was when you started the slide.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 33-yard line. Quick pass out this side. Ball's up high. He gets knocked hard.
Pass incomplete.
Lance Allred.
That may be the first incompletion. It's been a real short passing game for Perez and the Wildcats. That may be his first incompletion. I have him completing 3 out of 4. That intended for the big guy Rivera.
Yeah, he had to go up high for that, and Lance Allred came up and could have big pop on him.
His counterpart, number 11.
He might have taken one life off that Wildcat, Mike. Phrase of the night given to us by secret ex-player.
Perez going to keep it
in motion, but he'll keep it. Perez keeps it. He's not going to get much of anything, maybe half a yard. Dylan Allred there in the back. I don't know who the defensive lineman that created the pile, but it was one of those 3-down linemen.
That was Bennett Brown. They're going to hold him to a 1-yard gain there. So 4 carries, 12 yards for Perez. 3rd down and 9 here. Clock running under 5.5 minutes left in the half. Wildcats with the ball, but trailing the Knights by 2 touchdowns.
Knights running in a few players. Race Eilers in and Noel El Torre in it. Nose guard. Nose tackle. Whatever we call it now. I'm 35 years removed. As Perez flicks that ball out just at the line of scrimmage. Good enough for 1st down yardage out to the 45-yard line, driven out of bounds. That looks like Rivera.
Out to the 45-yard line.
And it is. And just as Perez looked like he was going to keep it, he was able to flick it forward underhand to Perez for a completion. 1st and 10.
Yeah, 11-yard gain. Gets the 1st down, keeps the drive alive here for the Wildcats. as they're trying to figure out how to put up some points here before the end of the first half. Still on their side of the field, but positive momentum there on that third down conversion. 3rd down and 9, not an easy one to convert.
Maldonado in motion across the backfield. They'll fake to him. Perez still has it up the middle. Minimal gain, but following his right side of the line out to about the 48, 49-yard line.
Quarterback keeper.
So as the half goes on, Perez keeping the ball more and more, kind of replicating a little bit what they used to do with Grant last year, putting him in the Wildcat. Don't need to put a guy on the Wildcat this year. I guess Perez just going to play that role and keep the ball on the ground a little bit more here. It's been their most productive running plays so far.
Near midfield for the Wildcats. Perez has
Looks
the
to
ball,
pass.
looking for a screen. I don't think it was going to materialize. Now
Going to
he
get a
does throw it
holding call,
downfield.
couple holding calls.
Yeah.
Still incomplete to Rivera. We'll see if the Knights will decline that and bring up 3rd down and 6, or they'll accept it and push it back and make it
second down.
and about 20, 20 plus, depending
yeah.
on where the flag was, where the marker was.
They're leaving that one on the 47-yard line.
Yeah, but that's not the right one. He threw one earlier that was in the backfield for sure, but
they're marking it off.
They're marking it from there. So the Knights are going to take it. It's going to be 2nd down.
6-yard line.
And 19. 2nd down and 19 after the holding call.
35-yard line.
I actually think there was 2 holdings, penalties on the play, but you can only accept one of them. It's a good question. I don't track penalties, so we're trying to debate if that's the first penalty against the Wildcats.
2 receivers spread wide and left. Just one running back in the backfield with Perez. And he flicks that forward to Timmy. Oh, and he gets out of that.
Is that a catch?
It was a catch, and he gets out of the near tackle. And we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be short of the original line of scrimmage, but he got some yards back that will help. Out to the 42-yard line, bring up 3rd down and about 13.
Maybe about a 6-yard gain. Was that Torres?
It was Torres, yeah. I said pass caught to Timmy is what I said.
Timmy Torres.
It's such a great name, such a great football
It rolls
name.
off the tongue for
Timmy
sure.
Torres. He played a big part in that quarterfinal game against the Knights last fall.
3rd and long again here, though, for the Wildcats.
Perez throws it deep down the middle, and Edgar's going to pick that off, and he's going to stay on his feet and get cut down right about the 42-yard line. So the ball will turn over to the Knights on the interception by Edgar De La Rosa. It was floated down the middle. Really not a terrible pass, but Edgar in great position just to reach up with those long arms and intercept that ball.
He just has such a radius of catch. We'll talk about it on the offensive side, but it applies to the defensive side as well. So he's able to just reach up and snag that ball out of the air. It was 3rd down and long, and it was not much of a return. Ball for the Knights on their own 41-yard line here. Just over 3 minutes left in the half. Knights see if they can get to a 3-score lead.
The give to Hernandez. He splits the defender, still on his feet just across midfield. He'll get 1st down and 1 more into Wildcat territory to the 48-yard line of the Wildcats. 11-yard gain, 1st and 10 for the Knights. 3:05 left to go in this half.
Yeah, clock keeps rolling. The Knights have 2 timeouts left. The Wildcats have 3, but they less likely to use them, considering the ball in the hands of the Knights and time winding down in the first half.
Play action, Allred to his right, caught by the big tight end, Bennett Brown. Ambles down inside the 40.
Should be close.
Down about the 37-yard line. That's 1st down run. That's another 11-yard gain.
Luis Mendoza with the tackle for the Wildcats.
Clock running, 2:15 left to go in this first half. Knights with the ball on the Wildcat 38-yard line.
First time the Knights got the ball to the tight end. Brown, definitely a weapon there.
Two receivers wide to the right. Give to Caleb right up the middle.
It's going to pick
Brought
up
down.
one, maybe two, depends on where they spot it.
That's Luna again on a tackle, making a big play, keeping that from being a big play. To the 37-yard line, a 1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9.
The best thing for the Wildcats is that also keeps the clock running, with the Knights not wanting to use a timeout here at this point. Allred's going to move Hernandez to his right.
Looks to throw to his left and just knocked down. A really great play at the last second. Was that Ozuna? Or is either Ozuna or Zuniga? One or the other. I guess it, or Perez.
Take your pick. Take your pick.
A great play. I wanted to recognize the kid because
well, he took a risk there. He jumped the route, and if he wouldn't have got a hand on it, there was nobody between Lance and the end zone.
Knights spread the field, empty backfield. Just Allred there in the shotgun.
3rd and 9.
Flag drops, and they're going to drop the play.
Is that going to be a delay of game?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a false start or a motion penalty against the Knights. So 3rd down and 9 becomes 3rd down and 14.
It does stop the clock.
Yes, procedure
So
call against the Knights.
there's that
Back them up 5 yards.
for the Knights.
Well, it was an incomplete pass.
Well, no, that the
So
play
the play
got stopped, so it's still
The game clock should have never started.
certainly.
3rd down.
3rd down at
14
about
yards.
13 or 14. Yeah, 14. 3rd down and 14. The ball on the Wildcat 42-yard line. Knights have a minute 20 to do something with to try to get another score on the board. Lead 14-0. And again, the whistle blows the play dead.
This one might be against the. Well,
He wiggled his hands.
that
He rolled
line
his
judge
hands
on the
again.
far side is not following protocol. Normally, when they throw the flag to the side of the team, one side of the team or the other. Usually, if it's against the offense, they'll throw it to the offense side of the line of scrimmage. He throws it towards the defensive backfield, but it's against the Knights. So a couple penalties in a row here.
These officials are going to get practice this year because we're here on a Thursday night because there's just not enough officials in any league. So they're going to keep your eyes to social media this year because games are going to change. They're not going to necessarily be Friday night as the Knights take their 3rd and about 20.
Pressure coming.
Caught.
Beautiful.
And that's Caden Allred down near the 30-yard line. So that's going to make a 3rd down and 20 turn into a 4th down and real short. About 4th down and 2, and the clock will.
It was.
Well, they motioned it to stop. So
It was 3rd and about. It was 3rd and about 19.
I don't see where the flag is, but apparently they're.
I don't think so.
Well, I thought the field announcer said there was a flag on the play, but they've stopped the clock.
No, there's a flag way back here.
Oh, way back at the Knight 46-yard. That
What would
has
that
all
be?
the earmarks of a holding. We'll see.
Has the earmarks of it, but they are slow to make decisions tonight. I don't think. I think they're picking it up. It was 3rd down and 19. Now it's going to be 4th and much more manageable.
About 3 now. They placed it on the 31-yard line. Oh wait, no. What did he just signal?
Oh, it's against them. Maybe it was something hitting the
defensive
late hit on the quarterback or something like that. Maybe.
Wow.
16-yard gain, roughing the passer.
Yeah,
16-yard gain. So that's a catch, completion that counts to Caden Allred.
Halfway through the goal line on the penalty, make it a 1st down for the Knights on the Wildcat. Looks to be about the 16-yard line. 48 seconds left to go in this half.
A couple penalties against the Knights, then they get one that goes their way.
Allred's going to throw it out to De La Rosa. Makes one good move.
Still on
defenders, and the ball
reaches the ball
kind of
out.
comes out of his hands. We'll see what they call. I mean, the Knights got back on it, but I think that's going to get him down to inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down about the 9-yard line. 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, doing a good job getting around that block and trying to get to the sideline and work his way up the sideline.
Yeah, the clock is stopped, so he must have stepped on the sideline right there at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, I think so.
Knights spread the field to this side.
Second down and about 3. We're going to have a timeout. It's going to be the second timeout called by Royal. They'll have one left. They want to make sure they get the play call scenarios right here. He pointed towards the Royal backfield. So I think that's going to be charged to Royal.
Yeah.
Just because the guy on the scoreboard is the same guy doing the announcing doesn't mean they got it right.
Timeout. Timeouts left. They got 2 of each signaled. So
yeah, I think I've been wrong before, and I'll admit it, but I thought that they pointed towards the Royal backfield when they called that timeout.
It felt like a good timeout for the Knights to take.
Yeah, exactly. Potentially to talk things through here with not a lot of time left, maybe run through a couple different play scenarios. They could have some, a couple downs worth of plays, in their back pocket, so they know depending on what happens with this next play, what they want to go to after that to try to conserve time. So wouldn't be surprised at all if it was Royal that called the timeout for those reasons. It actually makes more sense than for Toppenish to call timeout unless they want to talk about what they want to do in a potential goal line situation here.
38 seconds left to go in the second half. Knights threatening here late. Empty backfield, Allred in shotgun.
3 from the 10.
Looks to throw on this left side, floats it down to that corner, and those high hands jumped up and got it. Edgar De La Rosa, he was kind of hopping backwards I'm glad he didn't get hurt because he ended up going into the jump pit and kind of scooched and landed funny at the end. So
I think the ball was on the 9-yard line, so that's going to be a 9-yard touchdown. He got a 77-yard touchdown catch before that. Now he adds another one of 9.
Good touch throw by Allred, just keeping it nice and high for Edgar to go up and get.
Yeah, he knew he just had to get it up over the top and had confidence that Edgar could get it.
Extra point is good. Knights lead 21-0. 34 seconds left to go in the half.
Point after attempt is good. Score now 21-0.
Again, the Knights extend their lead to 21-0 right at the end of the half.
Yeah, just 34 seconds now for the Wildcats to work with. So we'll see if they try to press and move the ball downfield, or if they're just going to kneel out here and go to the locker room and see what they can do, reconvene a little bit, see what they can do in the second half.
Deep kick there to this near side, down inside the 10.
That's
Thinks
Torres.
about going up the middle. And Lance Allred, first man to meet him there and bring him down, just gets outside the 25 to probably about the 27. We'll see where they put it.
Lance Allred, Trevor Dorsing also they're assisting.
Out to the 30-yard line. First and
All
10,
the way out to
Wildcats.
the 30. I didn't see that.
30 seconds left in the first half.
Torres runs uphill, really, or downhill. Downhill really well.
So this first play will tell us a little bit about what the Wildcats' plan is here, if they're just going to let the time tick off here or if they're going to be aggressive. The answer is aggressive. Perez drops back, pressure coming.
And
he gets wrapped up and sacked by Oscar Cervantes, I believe that is, number 34, first-year starting middle linebacker for the Knights. It's going to be about a 9-yard loss.
All the way
and
back.
Now the answer is we're going to let the time run out.
Yeah. That's how this half is going to end, with the Knights leading the Wildcats by a score of 21-0.
And it is
we will take a break, And we'll be back just before the half starts. We'll have some halftime stats. So stay tuned. This is a THS Digital Media. Okay, we got a few halftime stats that we can recap.
Yeah,
first half action.
As both teams head out onto the field, looks like we'll get that 3-minute warm-up period now as the regular 15-minute halftime clock is down to 6. And so chance for the teams to warm up and a chance for us to talk about the first half. So we can talk about stats first for both teams, and then we can just kind of talk about the game with kind of impressions and what both teams need to do and what they're doing well. For the Knights, a total of 6 carries on the ground for 35 yards. That's an average of 5.8 yards per carry. The two guys that have kept the ball are Caleb Hernandez, number 32. He has 4 carries for 17 yards. And then number 5, quarterback Dylan Allred, 2 carries for 18 yards. He had a 17-yard carry, but it's his 1-yard carry that merited him the first touchdown of the game for the Royal Knights. Through the air, a little bit different story. Concentration on passing here in the first half for the Knights. 16 attempts, 11 completions. Allred's completed to 5 different receivers for a total of 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did throw an interception on his very first attempt of the game, but after that, 11 out of 15 for 195 yards. Those receivers, Caleb Hernandez has 2 catches for 33 yards, so between catching and running, he's got 50 yards of offense. 4 catches for 28 yards for Lance Allred. After a big third down conversion, Caden Allred ends up with 2 catches for 24 yards. Tight end number 87, Bennett Brown, 1 catch for 11 yards. And the most 4 catches, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the big guy, number 7, Edgar De La Rosa. So both quarterbacks threw a touchdown, early on. But by and large had good completion rates for the Wildcats. Perez completes 5 out of 7, but for 27 yards, no touchdowns. And again, we talked about that interception. His completions were to number 23, Nick Cortez Jr. He has 2 catches for 7 yards. Let's see, Shane Rivera, 2 catches for 15 yards. Timmy Torres, a catch for 6 yards. Maldonado with a catch, but it was for a 1-yard loss. On the ground, 17 carries for 38 yards for the Wildcats. That comes out to a 2.2 yards per carry. 7 carries is the most going to Torres. He's got 7 carries for 24 yards. Number 1, Ozuna's got 3 carries for 4 yards. Who else here? Number 10. Why do I not have a name for number
Zuniga.
10? 10 is Zuniga. You're right.
Gamora, something like that. Zuniga.
Yeah.
The younger Zuniga.
Yeah. He has 1 carry for 3 yards, and then Perez has kept the ball 6 times, but had a 9-yard loss on a sack, so he only has a net total of 7 yards. So a total of 65 yards of offense on 24 plays for the Wildcats to recap their effort. And 230 yards of offense for the Knights on 22 plays. As we will be underway here, if you remember, the Knights won the toss and deferred, so they will not only scoring in the last minute of the first half, they'll get the ball to start the second half with a 21-0 lead over the Wildcats. Much more competitive game than the last time these two faced off.
Yeah.
I think the Knights had the Wildcats in a running clock by the halftime break. So some good plays, forced a turnover on downs, an interception. And so if you're in the Toppenish locker room, Ryan, what are you talking about with your guys?
Well, you're going to have to get some pressure on Allred. He's not getting any pressure, so when he's having a chance, outside of that first pass, I would say the first quarter was a very typical first season game for both squads. The 65 yards of offense by Toppenish largely in the second quarter, and a big portion of the Knights' offense was in the second quarter as well, as they're settling into what they do well. Toppenish is going to do just fine, I think, this year in this SCAC West League.
I wonder if the Knights might try to establish the running game a little bit more here in the second half with a lead. but they've been successful throwing the ball. So we'll see what Coach Allred decides he wants to do here in the second half. And we'll find out pretty quickly as the Knights are going to receive the kickoff to start the second half.
Low driving kick taken about the 20-yard line, all the way around that left side by Edgar De La Rosa. He'll get drugged down. He runs about 40 yards
to
get
pick up
4.
about 10, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess a little more than 4, but about 7 or 8 yards on the return. So the Knights will have the ball on their own 28-yard line to start the second half. Yeah, Knights had return left on, obviously.
Yeah, the kick was the opposite side of what they would have preferred. That's going to have 3 receivers wide right. Empty backfield, put Hernandez in motion.
Motion out. Allred throws deep down this middle as Bennett Brown. And he made the catch and stumbles down. Or did he? No, it bounced off.
Oh,
Incomplete.
he's gonna.
He wants that one back.
He's going to want that one back, as he is actually, even though he's a big, thick kid, he's one of the probably top 5 fastest kids on the team. So he catches that clean, he may score on the first play of the game from that tight end position. So he's going to slap himself in the helmet, regroup a little bit, and we'll see what happens here now. 2nd down and 10 for the Knights.
Give to Hernandez on the right side, cuts inside up the middle.
Nice little jump cut. It's going to give him about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
And 4 of those came after initial contact. Out to the 34-yard line. I shouldn't say 4, about a 6. We'll give him 6. 3rd down and 4. Out to the 34-yard line. Give to Hernandez on the left side. He's wrestled down. Probably a loss.
It'll be a loss of 1.
Comes off the bottom there. It's probably Luna. It is. Boy, it's even
harder now. It's harder now under the stadium lights than it was under daylight to recognize these numbers. So we apologize for sure, but tough.
I think it was Luna who made that play.
Knight's going to be in punt situation here. After not picking up enough on that 3rd down attempt. It's going to put Edgar De La Rosa back to punt. There was 1 second left on the play clock when the official blew the whistle and threw the flag. We got a substitution issue. I'm not sure what. So that gives the ball, it gives a 5-yard gain to the Knights. Does that give them enough for a 1st down? That penalty on an illegal substitution, I believe, gives the Knights a free 5 yards, and that's enough for the 1st down. So take that back. Knights have yet to punt in this season, and then they're going to continue this drive, 1st down and 10, from their own 38-yard line, ball on the left hash. So that's a real tough situation for the Wildcats, as they thought they had the Knights in a 3-and-out here to open up the second half.
Empty backfield, quick throw on the left side, caught by De La Rosa. Bowls his way forward for about 5. Driven out of bounds at the 43, about a 5-yard gain. 2nd down, well, let's call it 4. It's a 2nd down and 6.
Puts De La Rosa over 100 yards in 5 catches. He's at 5 catches, 103 yards. And versatile enough that he can catch screen passes and also try to stretch the defense over the top. Little issue with the new scoreboard here, as we're only seeing a sliver of the digital scoreboard. But I think the scoreboard on your screen is working perfectly.
Yeah, 10:15 left to go.
Shout out to this THS digital media team, all the work they put in, multiple cameras, and all sorts of technicians going to work here, putting this all together for you. And we appreciate being able to sit in and bring some commentary to the great video action that they're sharing with you right now. Eat your heart out, Tony Dominguez. Some more discussion going on here.
Yeah, I'm confused as to.
I don't know, and even we've got some coaches onto the turf, and it's a 4-yard gain. I don't know what the debate is.
Yeah, well, they might have been waiting.
Oh, they're talking about what to do
scoreboard.
without the scoreboard. Okay, gotcha. Is somebody keeping the game clock down on the field or exactly what? But they think they've got it resolved.
Oh, and we're going to have a false start.
It's going to be against the defense. The defense came across into the neutral zone. The offensive line still doesn't want to move. They're kicking themselves, but actually it's going to be encroachment on the defense.
That's a first down.
So that gives the Knights another first down without having to run a play. Wildcats got to clean that up if they're going to have a chance to get back in this game.
First down, Royal.
Moves the ball out to the Knights' 48-yard line. Dylan Allred comes off the sideline with the play call from Coach Allred.
Two receivers, left and right. Tight end on the left and right. It's actually double tight. He's going to follow his blockers, cuts back inside. Good run by Caleb, still on his feet across midfield. He'll be driven down about the 47-yard line.
I think he's going to get about a 5-yard gain there before he's finally driven back by a couple Wildcats. Again, hard to see these numbers.
That's a 5-yard
Black
gain.
on white,
Second
very
down,
easy to see. Maroon on black, a little tougher. Hard-earned yards there by Hernandez to pick up half of the required yardage for the first down. Moves the ball into Wildcat territory.
Low snap picked up, then thrown, and I think it got tipped at the line. It falls incomplete.
I think you're right.
It does get tipped.
Pass
I think you're right. That's the second time he's had a pass knocked down or tipped. So the Wildcats defensive front putting pressure on, getting their hands up, making it difficult. Allred not particularly tall, probably about 5'10".
Play action. He's going to roll it to his right. Lets it go on the cutback. Is it
Diving
caught?
catch. It's
It said
made
it's
by
caught
Caden Allred.
Caden Allred to catch at the 37-yard line.
So that's going to
36
be
even.
a 10-yard gain,
Number 8, Caden Allred.
called
To the-
11-yard
To
gain.
the 36.
First down, Royal.
11-yard gain. Caden's first catch of the second half. Gives him 3 catches for 35 yards. And moves the ball inside. Like you're right, they spot the nose on the 36 right hash. Just 9 seconds left on the play clock.
Sprints out to his left. Throws it. Great pass to Edgar De La Rosa. Nice touch pass inside the 15 all the way down near.
Pass complete.
They'll mark him right about the 12-yard line, looks like.
Ball was at the 36.
De La Rosa's down.
So where are they going to spot it? To the
Down. He threw his
11.
helmet off and is down on the sideline over there. So looks like that's the immediate first of the year. Needs to drink some pickle juice.
25 yards on that
They're
one.
shoving his foot back, so that's good to see.
Well,
that
if you're
it's
going to
not
have
a
an
real
injury, it's cramp.
Oh, and a
Good,
great
good
play.
stop
That's-
up front. Let's see if we can pick a
That's
number
Luna
out there.
again. That
Luna,
is Luna for
57,
sure.
makes a nice stop. It's going to be a 2-yard loss, actually, on the
Caleb.
run by Caleb Hernandez. So pushes the Knights back to the 13-yard line. Make it a little more difficult here for the Knights. We got to look on the monitor here to see what the time is.
It says 8:12.
We're just
8:11.
just above 8 minutes here left in the third quarter.
Allred looking to his left, does float it over. Great pass out to Caleb Hernandez and a good catch, and covered pretty well. I don't know, he's moving like Torres, but it's hard to.
Is he cramping up too?
Toppenish player giving him some assistance on that.
Ball goes from the 13 to the 9.
Near 100-degree weather today. Certainly very comfortable right now, but
13 to the 9.
We go through this every year. Every year we go through those first few games. Your body's got to learn football.
Third down and 8. I'm going to say this is 4-down territory here for the Knights, especially if they pick up something here on this third down attempt. There's only 8 seconds, 7 seconds left on the play clock. If that's accurate, I don't know if the Knights will have to burn a timeout here or if they're going to end up, they're going to burn a timeout. Their first timeout of the second half to preserve not getting a 5-yard penalty call for delay of game. So the ball stay on the 9-yard line. The Royal Knights are going to take a timeout. Both teams work their way to the sideline. Last time in this situation, the Knights threw the ball up to Edgar De La Rosa in the back left corner of the end zone.
I'm scanning the sideline to see if he's back in the game yet or not.
Caleb?
Well,
we'll
Caleb,
have to watch close.
Caleb, they pushed it off, and he ran straight back to the huddle. Edgar was over on the sideline. I'm just curious if he's going to be in for the set of downs. We'll find out right now. Knights coming out in a fairly tight formation on the left side. Now they are going to spread the field, 2 on each side.
Yeah, Edgar out of the game right now. Still plenty of play clock, shuffling in some guys. It looks like that's going to be number 21, Jackson Larson, getting into the game. Spread out wide to the right. Empty backfield.
Going to put it to that side, and kind of a little bit of heat on that throw to Caleb, and a good knockdown by the defensive back that came out.
That's actually
number
Lance,
7.
number 11, the intended target. Going to bring up 4th down and 8 here for the Knights. Ball on the 9-yard line. I expect them still to run an offensive play here and try to convert. They can get a first down by getting about to the 1-yard line. But they're going to look to try to get all of it here.
And at the 9-yard line.
Play clock running down to 7. I know they don't want to burn a second timeout here, so they got to get organized.
Now they're going to have to. And
Well,
the
they
coach
are.
calls that other timeout.
Another timeout by
So
the
with a
Knights.
4th down and 9 to the goal line, well, they can get a first down barely,
I guess they want to really think
but they
about
got. Well, Knights do really want to think about it, but more than not, they don't want it to be a 14-yard play as opposed to a 9-yard play.
Scoreboard's still
Scoreboard,
down, but
yeah,
it looks
this-
like on the broadcast, looks like we got 7 minutes and 35 seconds left in the third quarter. That's as official as we can get right now.
We'll see what the referee
Give or
signals.
take a second or two.
After the third quarter. 6:43.
6:43 is what they're saying.
The Knights need either 8 yards for a first down or 9 yards for a touchdown as they break their timeout.
I vote 9 yards, if you're asking me. This is a good opportunity for the defense of the Wildcats to stiffen up here, too. They did turn the Knights over on downs earlier.
De La Rosa back in the game. He's going to throw it back to De La Rosa on that backside. Great pass. His 3rd touchdown pass catch of the game. Obviously, Dylan's 3rd touchdown pass.
Knight touchdown.
And a score that'll make it 27-0.
De La Rosa picks up right where he left off here in the third quarter.
Hard driving extra point is to the right. No good. So the score will stay Knights 27, Wildcats 0.
What do we say? It must have been about 6.5 minutes left then in the quarter, give or take, as the officials are now having to keep the official time down on the field. Brand new, beautiful scoreboard here, but sounds like they just got it up and running in the last
literally tilted
day.
it up today.
Okay.
So they're still trying to figure out all the pieces to that. That's going to be really great once it gets running.
Yeah, beautiful. Allred completed 5 out of 8 so far here in the third quarter. So he's also kind of picking up where he left off, making some good decisions here for the Knights. Wildcats looking to get back in the game. Try to find some offense here. That drive that was the opening drive of the second half for the Knights, and they received a kickoff. So they used a fair amount of clock on that drive as well. This will actually be the first possession of the second half for the Wildcats, and their first opportunity to try to get their offense going and get some points on the board. Kick all the way down to the 2-yard line.
2-yard line, brought right up to the middle, streaking out to this near side. He'll get brought down by number 26 for the Knights.
Ashton Kinniston, wearing 26 this year. Ashton Kinniston, a sophomore. And he's a guy that's an up-and-comer. He's probably going to play some quarterback with some of the younger teams. But special teams seems like a place where he can really contribute early on here for the varsity.
Ball on the 24-yard line for the Wildcats. Ball on the ground, picked up by Perez. He'll get tripped up after he makes about a 5-yard gain. Well, they're going to mark it, looks like the 28-yard line.
They're going to say he went to the ground a little bit sooner and kind of rolled over to his final position.
4-yard
so again,
gain.
about a 4-yard gain.
Quarterback keeper gain of about
second down and 6.
Second down and 6.
A little bit more of a traditional pistol formation here without the 2 receivers or the 2 running backs left and right, and the flag flies for the Knights.
Penalty on the flag.
I say for the Knights, but I think it's a false start on the Wildcats.
That's official. So after picking up 4 yards on the quarterback keeper, they're going to give. They're going to end up a yard back behind the sticks now. It's going to bring up second down and 11 for the Wildcats.
5 yards.
Boy, beautiful night. It's hot today, but beautiful weather for football right now. Perez drops back.
Throws it down the middle, and wow. Case Christensen in a really good position and had his hands on it.
Yeah, made a play for the ball, wasn't able to intercept it. They kind of jousted for it. It goes to the ground, incomplete, brings up third down.
Third down, 3rd and 11.
And 11 now. Looks like maybe the intended receiver was number 5, Santana Luna, a sophomore. Again, that's our best guess.
Perez wants to throw again. Does have time. Flushed out.
It's going to be a holding penalty, I believe.
So whatever happens here, it's coming back as he'll go down just short of the first down marker. But back on the 17-yard line.
Kind of a little awkward attempt at a slide there as he's getting tackled. He's going to pick up like 10 yards, but that holding penalty actually happened. If they go from where the flag was dropped, the holding happened well into the backfield, and they would mark it off from the spot of the foul, so it would be more than 10 yards. Again, the officials having some discussion here. I'm not quite sure why. Seemed pretty clear cut unless they
Unless
dropped a flag up there at the point of the slide.
Well, somebody could have hit him as he was going down.
Yeah, but that's yeah, I don't know. It was kind of an awkward slide. Wasn't clear. Is that a penalty marker down there?
So holding on the Wildcats and personal foul on the Knights.
So those should offset and replay the down. So Perez gets bailed out a little bit there, and they're going to get another, essentially a do-over here.
Still be third down in a long 10.
Yeah, I wonder that, you know, he did go into a slide, but it was kind of a tight little slide, and the defense, whether they had sufficient time to react to that, you know, makes it difficult for sure.
I'm confused.
Are they not offsetting? They're gonna
run them off because
they're gonna do both penalties.
And one's a 15.
Well, but actually one's not a 10-yard because it happened 5 yards deep in the backfield. So actually, it should be exactly right where it was.
It's hilarious.
But he maybe only had 9,995 steps. He needed to get 5 more steps in.
Yeah.
So he could get to 10,000. He did it.
Third down and long.
Knights need to keep Perez bottled up a little bit better. He does have scramble ability.
Spreads out to the right, lets it go, and it's good position there. And I think he picks it off. And
nope, ball comes loose.
Wow.
Who was that? Was that
kind of got thrown down?
Was that Caden?
Well, it's on the far side over there, and the offensive player turned into a defensive player, and I think
they're saying it was incomplete. I think that's number 8, Caden Allred. Went up high on that play to defend it primarily, but also try to see if he couldn't snag it.
He could have got his wind knocked out, could have banged his head, could have been several things, but they got him off the field quickly. He's fine.
I think he's going to be all right. Puts the Wildcats in a punting situation here, though, with 4th down and 11. Edgar De La Rosa feeling good, back to return. Hasn't had much of a chance to return yet. Pressure coming.
Ooh, pressure comes.
There's going to be a penalty flag. Is that going to be a 5 or a 15? That's the question.
Did they get their hand on the ball?
And it's whether they, well, 1, did they get the hand on the ball? 2, did they hit the kicking leg or the plant leg? Usually you get the 15 yards if you hit the plant leg. It is the personal foul against the Knights, so they were trying to get after that one, and they got to the punter.
They were close. They were close.
Yeah, too much contact there, and like I said, these days primarily if you spin the kicking leg, you might get the 5-yard, but if you hit the plant leg, you're going to get the 15.
Yeah, and I know we've got less than 6:13. I don't know what the time left is, but it's likely less than that.
So if you're still hungry, hurry down to the concession stand and they can fill you up.
Although it has been pass plays, it stopped the clock. Yeah. So not a lot of time's gone off the clock for this drive.
Out to the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Have a 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Check that, 39-yard line.
So it gives them a 1st down, preserves the drive. Mistake by the Knights to see if the Wildcats can capitalize. They're going to give it to Torres to the outside. Defense coming up. He's trying to wind around him. He does get around the edge and avoids being tackled for a loss. Quick feet for Torres, and he may pick up just a yard or 2, though. We'll see where they spot it.
Number 22, Ethan Ellis in the game, a sophomore, taking the place of Caden Allred out on that far left.
Actually going to be no gain.
No gain.
Yeah,
so he must have stepped out just a titch sooner
than
it looked to me from about 120 yards away.
They hand it off to not Torres. We'll see who that is.
Looked like the play was designed to go to the outside. He decided to cut it up the middle. It is Torres. He never went down, but the whistle blew because his forward progress was stopped.
The ball carrier, no gain on the play.
And it's going to be another carry for him with no gain. brings up 3rd down and 10 now, and puts the Wildcats in a passing situation here, more than likely, in order for them to be able to pick up the 1st down and keep this drive going. Perez drops back.
He's
circling out, trying to find a place to go.
He's tricky. Wow. And he makes the ball.
He does make a throw to Cortez Jr., and he breaks the tackle. Is going to get inside the 40, down to about the Knight 36-yard line is where he stepped out, but the official actually sees it differently than that and is going to give him more all the way down to the 34-yard line. The officials are debating on whether Perez was across the line of scrimmage, but you have to be fully across. If you have a toe dragging on the backside of the line of scrimmage, you're still good.
Luna was also about 2 yards behind that receiver. He was way downfield, and they didn't see that.
So that was Cortez. That was a pickup of, if they're going to go by that, it's going to be a pickup of about
at the Royal 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
28 yards.
It looks like maybe the quarter's going to, well.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that?
Timeout, Wildcats.
Oh, the Wildcats going to take a timeout.
As I looked down at the screen, that was looking like the quarter was going to end, but then a minute jumped back on. So right now we have 1:05 left on the screen for.
But we have no idea what's official.
Quarter.
So it's like the Toppenish Wildcats used their first timeout. They'll have 2 left. The Knights used 2 on one drive, but they did score a touchdown on it. So I guess they figure those are well used. They have 1 left here for the remainder of the contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, 55 seconds in the 3rd quarter.
55 seconds. That's what's official. I'm assuming you guys have the ability to update that on the screen there.
Yep, already is.
Oh, already did. Step ahead. Step ahead. Good job, guys. First down and 10 on the 33-yard line. So big play there for the Wildcats, and their best opportunity here to put some points on the board as they work their way inside Knight territory.
First and 10 at the 33 with 55 seconds.
Yeah, Ethan Ellis stays at that far cornerback position for the Knights. Man in motion, but Perez is going to keep it. He's going to get wrapped up and dropped. That's Jared Lee getting off the block.
Good read on the outside linebacker, Jared Reed.
It's going to be a
Jared Lee.
Tackle for a loss of about 2 yards.
Back to the 35. 2nd down and 12.
That was number 7, if I'm not mistaken. Zuniga trying to make that block. The outside linebacker Lee for the Knights did a good job getting off the block and making the play. Torres in motion. Pressure coming.
They throw to Torres. He makes the catch way up field across the 30 all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Tackled by 22, Ethan Ellis.
He'll be about 3 yards short of a 1st down.
So that'll be a 9-yard pickup.
3rd down and 3. And that's going to be the quarter. So as the 3rd quarter ends, the Knights lead the Toppenish Wildcats by a score of 27-0. You're watching the THS Digital Network.
Well, I was just telling you, talking to Ryan off air, that whole third quarter amounted to two possessions.
Two possessions.
Right? The Knights used about 5.5 minutes to score on their first possession, and the Wildcats used 6.5 minutes, and they've still got the ball 3rd down and 3 in Knight territory down to about the 26-yard line.
Maldonado in motion. Perez play action.
Double pass.
Back. It's coming down high for anybody, and it's out of bounds.
It's out of bounds. I don't think
Ball's
anybody was going to
incomplete.
catch it. A little bit of tug on the jersey actually by the offensive player, but it goes out of bounds and harmlessly to turf. Now, 4th down and 3. You got to figure, considering that they're trailing by 4 touchdowns, that this is 4-down territory for the Wildcats. See if they got a play already in their pocket here for what they're going to run. It's going to be Perez, empty backfield, so don't be surprised if he tries to spread the defense and keep it himself to pick up the 4 yards or 3 yards, whatever he needs. And that's exactly what he's going to try to do, and he's going to be successful.
All the way inside the 20, down near the 15. Looks like they'll mark him about the 18.
Yeah, the ball goes from the 26
That's another Wildcat.
17-yard
to
line.
the 17. 9-yard gain. That gives him 9 carries for 20 yards, but that may have been the most important carry of the young season for Perez as he picks up the converts on 4th down and gets inside the red zone of the Knights. Good chance for the Knight defense to have a tough situation here as well.
Floats it up, and is it picked off?
Is it intercepted? It may well have been.
What
They're
do we
going to
got?
say it hit the ground or not.
They're acting like it did.
Lance Allred was back there. The ball went over the top of the intended receiver. He was back there, but they're going to say it hit the ground before he got his hands on it. Still second down and 10 from the Knights 17-yard line. Ball on the left hash.
Perez drops straight back.
Screen.
Drops it over to
Torres. He's going to get cut down. He's going to maybe pick up 1 yard at the most out to the right side.
He cuts inside the
To
Knight
one of
player who needs his toe pulled back.
Looks like a cramp or trying to stretch it out a little bit. That might be number 22, Ethan Ellis. Cramping up. He's only been in the play for about in the game for about 5 plays.
I've been standing here for the last 2 hours. And
You
I'm
starting to cramp up?
Yeah.
You're starting to cramp up?
I am.
Well, you got to start drinking pickle juice before these broadcasts. Or whatever it is. Ask your son-in-law if there was I don't think he ever found a magic trick either.
That's actually Caleb.
Okay, that's Caleb.
Caleb's still.
He's been in there long enough to earn a cramp. He's got to come out of the game for a play. I think that's going to mean number 55, Mike Gonzalez, is going to come in and relieve him for a play at outside linebacker. Caleb Hernandez, number 32, is the one that's walking off the field that had to get stretched out a little bit there. Again, it's going to be empty backfield for Perez. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left.
3rd and 10.
Pressure coming, but he's going to get the ball away.
Ball out to Rivera.
Rivera is going to get
He's going to get
the
first
down,
near the 6-yard line.
believe.
Yep. I think he'll get it.
So he went from the
Rivera with the reception
16 to the
to the
7.
line.
They're not moving the chains yet. So he might just be a little short. I thought he got to about the 6. But he is just short. The side markers literally has it even with the end, but they are saying it's just short of that line. So we're going to have a 3rd down and very short.
He must need to get past the 7. They reset the play clock, or did we get a timeout?
The side judge is saying it's a 1st down. Okay, so they dropped the sticks, and we have a 1st down and goal.
Okay, but now they're going to call a timeout. Looks like now Toppenish is going to call their 2nd timeout. That leaves both teams with one timeout left. And I guess if we're going to take a timeout right here at the goal line, 1st and goal from the 7-yard line against the defending state champs. Good time to use a timeout and see if you can put some points on the board. They've held the Knights to 1 touchdown in the second half. Of course, they scored on their only possession, but it's been a clock-eating drive for sure here by the Wildcats. And then if in the process they can also score a touchdown, then that's a win-win for them, at least in the short term.
They're stretching out a couple Toppenish players here in their timeout.
Maybe they're calling a timeout just to stretch out for some cramps. It's only been about 12 yards of rushing yardage gained for the Wildcats here in the second half. They've got 1st and goal from the 7.
Boy,
so we'll see if the running attack is or the passing attack, which route they go here.
If they can score on this drive, it will be one hard-earned, long time of possession.
Long time of possession.
Pistol formation.
1st down, goal to go.
Quick throw to Maldonado on that right side. He's going to squirt in.
He's going to get in.
And he's going to get in. Touchdown, Maldonado for the Wildcats. Well-designed play.
That's Maldonado's second catch. That's a 7-yard touchdown. He's got 6 total yards receiving because his other catch was for a 1-yard loss, but he redeems himself, steps up there with a big touchdown catch, catches it on probably about the 3-yard line, and then just kind of powers across the end zone following some teammates. And that's the first points of the season scored for the Wildcats.
What is that, 8 minutes of possession or more? 10?
And maybe it's
Brandon Flores with the point after.
8 minutes. 8 minutes of possession.
Kind of not much of a
Kicked,
kind of
blocked.
kick blocked and
27.
point no good. So with the 4th quarter, Knights still lead 27, but Toppenish gets on the board with a touchdown. Knights 27, Toppenish 6.
Yeah, chewed 8 minutes of clock there. So that's patience and that's execution. And that's not making any stupid mistakes on that drive. And they pay it off with a touchdown.
9 minutes, 48 seconds left in the game.
Well, I take that back then. 9 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game. That means that they've had the ball for 9 straight minutes on that drive. 9 straight minutes. That's like something you see from like the Center Wildcats or one of those teams that likes to play in a phone booth.
I wonder how many first downs were, because there wasn't many breakaway plays in that either. I'll bet there's 4 or 5 first downs in that deal.
Well, I don't track it, so Ryan, you're calling me out.
That's why I said I wonder.
Oh, you just wondered.
Just wonder.
Okay.
A guy can dream.
A guy can dream. Edgar De La Rosa, one of the Knights back. And it looks like maybe Ethan Ellis, the sophomore, number 22, is the other return man. You got to figure after what De La Rosa has done so far on the receiving end, that maybe they'll kick it towards Ellis.
That'll be a mistake. Big mistake.
Oh, they're going to kick it to De La Rosa.
Quick
He's
on the
gonna
run, right?
stay up the
straight
sideline.
upfield, and will get brought down about the 33-yard line.
Still decent field position to start this drive. 9.5 minutes left in the game. I think he said 9:37 before the kickoff was how much was left on the clock. I'm assuming that the PA announcer is getting that somehow communicated from the officials.
1st and 10.
Yeah, the scoreboard is not even glimmered for this.
No, no, it is. It's dead over there. It is dead.
It started off having a sliver on the right side still showing, and then it's off. Knights with the ball on their own 33-yard line. Motion.
It's going to be a penalty against the Knights. It's going to be 5-yard penalty. One of the guys lined up here on the wide left, I think. A couple new guys into the game, or guys that haven't been in very much.
Ethan Ellis on offense.
Ethan Ellis, Jackson Larson. Two very promising sophomores. That 5-yard penalty is going to make it 1st and 15 for the Knights. "25-second play clock after a penalty once the official spots the ball and blows it live. So the Knights got to hustle. They're under 10 seconds left on that play clock.
Give to Hernandez.
Breaking a few tackles.
Right, cut down about the 35-yard line.
Ball carrier out to 35, gain of 7.
Hard-fought yards in the ground tonight for the Knights.
Yeah, 9 carries for 32 yards.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
So about 3.5 yards per carry for Hernandez.
Ooh, just got it into the hands.
Got a lead blocker out there paving the way before he gets knocked out of bounds. For the Knights, that's number 76 into the game.
Ball carrier out to the
76 for
That's
the Knights.
Noel
is
Alatorre.
38-yard line, excuse me.
Going to be a 5-yard gain on that play. Bring up 3rd down and a short 5. Is there such a thing as a short 5?
Third down and 5.
Allred throws across the middle. Oh, just off the hands of Bennett Brown.
Yeah, that's 2 that Bennett Brown has not been able to keep a hand on. And, you know, I don't know. He's going to limp back to the huddle.
He's doing the cramp hop.
4th down, 5 yards to go.
Knights going to punt. Or at least they're going to line up to punt.
I think they probably will. 4th down and 5.
Sure
Bennett Brown was open from that tight end position, and Dylan Allred recognized him and got the ball to him. Bennett not able to hold on to it. He's been targeted twice in the game.
High snap, gets it away. Probably not a returnable
Not a great
ball.
kick unless it gets a roll. It's going to get a decent roll for the Knights.
Really good.
Inside the 20. Got a penalty marker.
Yeah, we've got.
And I'm not sure what kind of.
I don't know, but it's
we got
on,
a penalty
Jared
marker.
Lee was mixed up with.
Yeah, but that better be.
Zuniga kid.
That better be legit and serious. I don't care who it's called on, Knights or the Wildcats. That was 30 yards away from the play, so it should have been something very meritorious in order to throw that flag.
I just saw that that's who the scrum was with, is those 2 boys. They're going to say on the Wildcats.
Well, that's going to back them up.
I was going to
They're
say
trying to
out
build on the
loud.
momentum of scoring on their last drive. It's going to put them in a tougher situation where it's going to push them now back inside the 10 to the 9-yard line after that penalty is marched off.
Jared Lee, not much of an instigator.
But he's hard-nosed. He
he's
plays to
hard-
the
he
whistle,
play-
and
he
sometimes
plays the
that's
whistle hard.
frustrating too.
8 minutes, 31 seconds, official time left.
So deep in their own territory, Perez
Looking to
lot
throw
of time.
backside.
gonna
Not
jump
much
out of
time.
pressure. He's not going to get. and
He's
he
going to
does
throw at the
flip it
last
up,
second.
and
Nearly
Ethan Ellis
intercepted. No,
almost
2 guys
knocked it down.
jousting for it. Ethan Ellis, number 22 for the Knights. And for the Wildcats, I think that's 3, Maldonado. Yes, Maldonado. They were kind of jousting for the ball at the 10-yard line as Perez did a good job to not take the sack, use his feet just enough to keep moving and find at least a target to throw the ball towards. A couple Knights had a shot at him, but he proves to be elusive and ends up basically just with an incomplete pass out of it.
Perez has likely Torres to his right.
He's going to keep the
gonna
ball.
Keep it. Holds that ball low. Going to get a few yards, but not much.
Tackled by his counterpart, quarterback and middle linebacker for the Knights, Dylan Allred.
4 yards out, 3rd down and 6.
Third down and 6.
Both Perez and Torres, both with 9 carries for 24 yards. Looking to pass this time. Screen pass over the middle. Going to be incomplete.
Incomplete.
Bring up 4th down and 6.
Intended for Rivera over the middle. And collapsing defense knocks the ball away. 4th down and 6 now for the Wildcats.
So that long punt for the Knights can translate into pretty good
Yeah,
field
we're playing a little bit of a field position battle here in the 4th quarter after some really long drives by both teams in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, I hope this isn't Perez jumping to the sideline. It's not. It's Timmy Torres.
De La Rosa back to return. He's going to get his guys cleared out.
Yep. Short
the ball's
punt.
going to get stopped at about the 37-yard line. That's where the Knights will have the ball in Wildcat territory. About 7.5 minutes approximately left in the game. First down for the Knights. Ball somewhat centered between the hashes. Starting to see some backups roll into the game for the Knights. Trevor Dorsing into the game. That may mean that he's going to line up at receiver, or it may mean that the Knights are going to go double tight end. Or it may mean that he's in the game in place of Bennett Brown on this down. I think that's the case.
Knights in the offset eye, maybe under center for the first time in this game. Allred, play action, sprint out to his right. Looks like go down
got a
that
man.
right side. What a great pass. Caught down inside the 10. Who is that?
Is that number 9? If that's 9, Case Christensen.
Case Christensen with a great catch down inside the 10. Bring up a first down and goal.
That's going to be 31 yards for Case on his first catch. And it's going to move down to first and goal for the Knights from about the 6. So well done there. Nice rollout for Allred and finding Christensen, putting the ball up over the top where he could get to it. They don't chop him down until he gets to the 6-yard line. Stay in a 2-back set here for the Knights.
This time to give to Hernandez. He has to avoid that tackler. He steps just inside a would-be tackler on the lead play.
He's going to drive down to about the 2 or 3. We'll see where they give it to him.
Inside the 5. It's about the 3-yard line. And I could not see who that was. I need to keep looking down at this monitor that's close by because I can see those numbers a little better on that monitor.
Oh.
But defensive lineman got in there.
3-yard gain.
3-yard gain. Second down and goal from the 3. Knights on the right hash. So plenty of room to the left side to work. And you're going to see Edgar De La Rosa, the wideout, on that side.
Straight eye formation, Allred under center. Give to Hernandez on that right side.
He's going to get to
he
about
almost
the.
gets in. Oh boy, I don't
Boy,
know.
they're not giving him any.
I don't know
okay.
what that side judge is thinking.
Yeah, the other guy gets forward progress down to the 1. He's the one that's got the right spot.
And timeout charge.
This is
Knights
the
will
last
take their
timeout.
final timeout. We'll see where they actually spot the ball. Because he got to the 1 or inside the 1, and that's a horrible spot.
That is Royals'
Horrible spot. They're only going to give him 1 yard.
First game for everybody.
Knights used their last timeout.
Remaining in the game.
But, yeah, he didn't get any credit for his forward progress there. It is what it is. Third down and goal for the Knights. Both teams got a lot on the line here besides, well, pride also. Knights trying to score one more time. And Wildcats trying to hold them out, maybe see if they can't get the ball back and put a second score on the board. That's the last timeout for the Knights. The Wildcats still have one. Interesting to see if the Knights come out in a power formation here or if they spread things out a little bit. I'm going to put Edgar De La Rosa way out here on the left by himself. Otherwise, looks like a tight formation with a two-back set for the Knights.
Way tight. Everybody in. Give to Hernandez. He's going to put his shoulders down. And what's the call?
Well, that side judge over there hasn't given a lot of credit for Caleb.
He's still back on the 2-yard line.
He's going to get him down to the 1.
At least we're down inside the 1.
4th and goal from the 1 for the Knights. So, are the Knights going to say, hey, look, if we're going to be a championship caliber team, we've got to be able to score from the 1-yard line? Or are they going to do some trickeration here and try to get Allred out on the run? The Toppenish Wildcats are going to use their last timeout as they want to not give up the score here. Both teams will be completely out of timeouts at this point.
Final timeout
for the final 5-ish minutes of the game.
Yeah, Timmy Torres got kind of assisted to the side here a series ago, and then
he's still down here, right?
Still down here, but I think they mostly were pushing on him like he just had cramps. So that's good news. He's not a kid that the Toppenish team wants a major injury out of. He needs to carry some load this year. I'm going to assume he's a senior.
Yes.
Five minutes, 19 seconds left in the game.
Getting some advice from some Royal fans saying you got to run to the left so you run away from the side judge on the right. Again, power formation here with Edgar De La Rosa solo all by himself up here with just one defender. 4th and goal from the 1. Allred's going to keep the ball and try to power in.
Well, I don't know who's watching what, but
they're not going to give him credit for it.
Sure seemed like he got across the line, but I'm far away. What do I know?
Yeah, we're 100 yards away, but
Wildcats hold.
Wildcats come up with a big goal line stand, and they're going to have the ball with some time left to operate. See if they can draw this game a little bit closer. The odds of being able to make a comeback and win the game, not as likely, but they'd have to have a 99.5-yard drive here with whatever time is remaining in order to put some more points on the board. Perez looking to throw.
He gets out, gives himself a little bit of daylight out to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that clock in his head's got to be shorter when he's dropping back in the end zone. So he takes off running, going to pick up maybe 2 yards here out to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Gives him a little bit of a cushion here as far as the danger of being the quarterback scrambling around in the end zone. He's going to have 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left.
Quick throw on the right side, little miscommunication. He kind of intended that to be out to
for Ozuna, number 1. And he's a little frustrated that that Ozuna didn't see it coming, didn't seem aware that that was the play. So a little miscommunication there. Brings up third down.
Third down, 8 yards to go.
Drops back to pass again.
That's a
Looking
man,
for
but
his
he puts
man.
it at his feet. Down in the dirt, intended for, is that number 3?
Yeah, Maldonado on about the 8-yard line, and he throws it in the dirt. Didn't seem like there was a lot of pressure, just an inaccurate throw seems to be. Fourth down and 8 now, and it looks like the Wildcats are looking to punt. Knights are going to send Edgar De La Rosa back. He's going to be on the Wildcats' 35-yard line, waiting this punt, and see if it's something returnable here, if we get any action.
Oof. Got some pressure. Mike Gonzalez.
He catches it. He's got one man to beat.
Inside, a really good move there, inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
Yep. The rest of the Wildcats catch up to him. Number 6 in on the stop, as well as number 57 Luna.
Edgar De La Rosa return the ball for the Knights.
We'll give credit to number 6 if I can find him. Leonardo Betancourt. He's a junior.
To the 20,
also in on that stop.
First and 10.
First and 10 for the Knights. Great field position, 28-yard line of the Wildcats, left hash. See if the Knights can put together one more score here to close things out. Just starting the play clock here, so plenty of time. 2-back set for the Knights. Wildcats showing pressure. We're going to have a flag dropped.
False start.
They're going to show a false start as the linebacker for the Wildcats coming up to the line, looking like he's going to blitz, and got one of the Knights to rock off of his stance enough to merit a 5-yard penalty. First down and 15.
Back to the 32-yard line.
4 minutes left in the game is what we're being told. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Allred again under center.
He's going to roll out, drop back.
Let's go right at the last minute. He's got a man there, caught by Case Christensen again. That
Case Christensen
all the
into
way
the
out on
game
that
late,
far
but
side.
2 big catches.
Down inside the 10 again.
Ball goes from the 28 to the 9.
Yeah, in first and goal.
19 yards.
Dylan pretty accurate after his first throw of the night.
It's 2 catches for 50 yards for Case Christensen. Both catches, all that yardage in the second half. First and goal from the Knights, just inside the 10.
Sprints to his left. Down low, a little bit low, intended for Lance.
Intended for Lance Allred. Seems like he hasn't been targeted as much here in the second half. He had 3 of his 4 catches in the first half. Trying to get him the ball out and flat and see if he can't make a move and get in the end zone. But incomplete pass stops the clock. Second down for the Knights.
Knights have that cluster on the right side. Going to be kept by Dylan Allred.
He's going to keep it around the right side. Is he going to get in?
Not quite.
I don't know. Run into that side, Judge.
Yeah, about to the 2-yard line.
Just the first carry of the second half for Allred. Picks up 7 yards. 7 yards. So he's got 3 carries for 25 yards.
At the 2-yard line, third down.
Third and goal for the Knights, just outside the 2-yard line.
Give to Hernandez. Barrels down. Are they going to give it to him? They're going to say he's down just short of the goal line.
Wow.
That's about the fourth time the Knights have sniffed the goal line. And it's 4th and inches.
4th and inches again. This is the way the Knights ended their last drive. The Wildcats stood up and stopped them on 4th and goal.
Give it to Caleb. And he keeps it.
Allred's going to keep it, and he's going to get in that time. So he's going to have 2 rushing touchdowns on 4 carries for the game. That's Dylan Allred, quarterback for the Knights.
2 minutes, 35 seconds remaining.
So the Knights open scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run by Dylan Allred.
2 minutes, 28 seconds.
And likely close out their scoring also on a 1-yard touchdown. In between, Edgar De La Rosa caught 3 touchdown passes.
We have, I don't know if we have a false start or if we have
some
defensive
sort of a false start.
False start on the Knights.
Against the Knights.
I swear that ball rolled back.
Well, maybe he double pumped the snap, and that's possible that could be what the call is. Knights at 33 right now, pending this extra point. Make it a little bit more difficult. The tee is going to be put at the 15-yard line here.
It's the same kick, and it goes through.
Looks good.
Extra point good makes the Knights score 34. Toppenish 6.
2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the contest. The Knights move out to a 34-6 lead over the Toppenish Wildcats. Toppenish likely have one more possession here. See if they can't build some offense and build some momentum. They've got a tough schedule, starting out with the defending state champions tonight. And I think week 3, they have a rematch against Mount Baker, who they beat in the first round of the playoffs last year, which gave them their first playoff win in, I believe it was, well, a number of years, let's say that. And that's what's helped build this program this year, give them a spark. So we'll see how they end up here the first few games here. But I think they look like a tough team who I predict is going to run through the SCAC West without a lot of trouble. Typically their biggest challenger is the Zilla Leopards. They beat the Zilla Leopards last year in a closely fought battle. And I think maybe they have the upper hand by a little bit more of a margin this time around. I don't know when they play, usually later in the season, but that'll probably be a deciding factor on the league championship. Right now, Toppenish just wanting to see if they can't
he gets it scooped up right at the last second.
Yeah, that's a live ball. If he doesn't go get that, it kind of had a backwards roll. That would have been not good if the Knights would have picked it up instead. I believe that's number 23. Cortez Jr. Cortez has 3 catches for 35 yards. Perez attempted 7 passes in the first half. He completed 5. He's completed 5 of 10 unofficially here in the second half. And they're going to have a 2-by-2 receiver formation. Perez drops back to pass, looking downfield. Little pressure coming. He's going to get the ball off to Maldonado.
He catches it.
Is it going to be a catch? 33. It is a catch. Maybe of about 5 yards, maybe 6.
Catch, and he went down, and they signaled that the clock runs.
Yeah, he came down in the field of play.
To the 32.
6-yard gain gives him 3 catches for 12 yards.
2 minutes. Second down and 5.
Yeah, they marked it 32. 2nd down and 5. Perez.
Deep drop for Perez.
As a man. Oh, a little bit behind his intended receiver, Rivera.
Rivera had a space. He'd found the space between the linebackers, the defensive backs. He was going to get the first down and maybe more, but the pass is just a little bit behind him. Rivera with 3 catches for 24 yards so far tonight. Knights got some subs in there on the defensive front.
Third down and 5.
Pressure coming from the outside. Perez steps up. He's going to get brought down, tripped up by number 5, Dylan Allred. He's going to pick up a few yards, not as much as far as how far he rolled forward. In fact, he's maybe only going to get credited with 1 yard on that carry.
They'll mark the stick at the 34-yard line, 4th down and 4.
4th down and 4. You've got under a minute and a half left. I imagine they're going to run a play here. Rather than punt, the Knight defense stays on the field.
5 seconds on the play clock.
4th down.
Get it off. He keeps it. Hey, he's just going to get it. He's just going to get it.
Going to get it by about a yard. He needed 3.5. He's going to get 4.
That is a Wildcat first down.
Out to the 33-yard line. They got a shot to run a couple more plays.
Clock stops momentarily until the chains are set. Now it's running.
50 seconds and counting.
Deep drop for Perez, scrambling.
Flushed out to the left.
He's going to throw the ball deep.
And who's there? Boy, does he make that catch?
That might be an interception. What are they going to call? Incomplete pass?
I don't know.
Looked like Case Christensen had his hands on the ball.
He catch that thing.
But they're going to – I'm not sure what they're going to call. I think they're going to call incomplete pass. I don't think any of the officials were close enough to get a good view of it. Rivera, the intended receiver, I know that not because I can see his number, but because he's a head taller everybody else going back to the huddle.
Huh. That
interesting. Did the ball hit the ground? I don't know.
It's far away. So
it's far away, and it's late in the game, and it is
8 seconds left in the game.
Oh.
8.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
So last play likely here. It's going to let it go down deep. It's going for that receiver. It's going to be over his head to Maldonado.
Maldonado makes a valiant attempt to jump for the ball, but it was still another 3 yards past. I don't know if we'll ever know how much time is actually on the clock.
34, Wildcats 6.
But we're going to finish this game 34-6. So the number 2 ranked Knights come away with the hard-fought win against the number 6 ranked Wildcats. I don't think this loss will tarnish the Wildcats spot in the rankings, and I think that they're going to continue to progress and mold as these first few games before they get into league play. So congratulate the Wildcats on a good effort tonight in the opening season opener, and congratulate the Knights coming out on the road here against a tough opponent as the defending state champion, but replacing 21-plus seniors as they come together for a good, solid victory. 21-0 at half, 34-6 is the final score. And also, thanks to all you guys out there listening. We appreciate it. THS Digital Media doing a spectacular job with the production of this broadcast, and we're just get to sit in and do the talking. We certainly appreciate them and appreciate the opportunity. So anything else you want to say? Parting words, Ryan?
I would just say keep your eyes on social media this season, as the games are likely to get flipped around a little bit and change up. I know Royals opponent Othello doesn't play till Saturday now, and I would just keep your eyes to that. I'm not sure who Toppenish plays next. Who does Toppenish play next week? They're at Washougal.
At Washougal. That's a road trip.
Yeah.
That's a road trip. So a good test on the road, and then I think in week 3 it's Mount Baker. So, yeah, tough early schedule, just like the Knights, and that's how you build programs is playing good quality opponents in the non-league schedule. So, hats off to both teams for stepping up and challenging themselves.
Thanks for watching. You've been watching the THS Digital Network.